Hello everyone, I am Rashi Goyal and I am pursuing BLLB from University of Petroleum and Energy Studies, Dehradun. And currently I am a legal intern at Lexis & Company. So in today's video, I'll be talking about injunction. An injunction is an equitable remedy available in torts, granted at the discretion of the court. An equitable remedy is one in which the court, instead of compensating the aggrieved party, asks the other party to perform his part of promises. So when a court asks a person to not to continue do something or to do something positive so as to recover the damage of the aggrieved party, the court is granting an injunction. So an injunction in an order of a court that restrains a person from continuing the commission of a wrongful act or order the person to commit positive act to reverse the result of the wrongful act which is committed by him, to make good what he has wrongly done. To receive an injunction against a party, one must prove damage or the possibility of prospective damages or apprehended damage. An injunction can be temporary, permanent, mandatory, or prohibitory. Let's discuss them one by one. Laws regulating or relating to injunction is found in the Code of Civil Procedure 1908 and from section 37 to section 42 of the Specific Relief Act 1963. A suit of injunction can be filed against any individual, group, or even the state. According to section 37 of the Act, there are two types of injunction, temporary and permanent injunction. So let's talk about temporary injunction. A temporary injunction or interlocutory injunction is granted during the pendency of a case to maintain the status quo and avoid further damages until the court passes a decree. It prevents the defendant from continuing or repeating the breach that he had been doing. A temporary injunction is granted to prevent the party from suffering through the damages during the court's proceedings. They may be granted at any stage during the pendency of the case. Either of the parties can seek an injunction to be granted. The power to grant a temporary injunction is derived from Rule 1 and Rule 2 of Order 39 of the Civil Procedure Code. Certain principles are kept in mind while granting the temporary injunction. That there has to be prima facie case, a balance of convenience has to be maintained, that is which party is more at loss, etc. And there has to be irrevocable damages. A temporary injunction may be granted in favor of party and against the government if the government is barring the party from doing a lawful act or freely exercising his rights. Under section 80 of the CPC, an injunction can be granted against an act done by the government or public officer working in his official capacity. Also, when the property in dispute is in danger of being damaged or wasted by either of the parties, or in cases of tenancy, a plaintiff being unjustly removed as a tenant that is not through the due legal process can seek injunction against his or her landlords. In case of continuing nuisance, where the defendant is asked to discontinue his act of nuisance so as to prevent further damage to the plaintiff while the case is being decided. And in the cases of trademark, copyright infringement, etc. Now let's talk about permanent injunction. A permanent injunction is granted after the court has heard the case from both the sides and passes a decree. Here, since it is a court decree, it is finally and perpetually applicable. That is, the defendant cannot continue his wrongful act or has to do a positive act for perpetuity. A permanent injunction is granted to avoid multiplicity of judicial proceedings or when damages do not adequately compensate the plaintiff and when the actual damage cannot be ascertained. Now, next let's talk about mandatory injunction. When the court has asked the party to do something, it is a mandatory injunction. That is, when the court compels a party to perform a certain act so as to bring back the aggrieved party or the plaintiff to the same position that he or she was in before the commission of the wrongful act of the defendant. For example, the court may ask a party to make available some documents or to deliver goods, etc. Next is prohibitory injunction. When the court has asked the party to not to do something, it is a prohibitory injunction. The court prohibits a person or refrains them from doing something that is wrongful. For instance, it may ask the party to remove an object of nuisance or to stop his act of nuisance. Now the question arises when the injunction not be granted. According to section 41 of the Specific Relief Act, an injunction cannot be granted in certain cases. First, to stop a person from filing a case in the same court in which the injunction suit is sought, unless such injunction is being asked for to prevent a multiplicity of the proceeding. Second, to restrain or to stop a person from filing or fighting a case in a court that is not subordinate to the one in which the injunction is being sought. Third, to prevent a person from applying any legislative body. Fourth, to restrain a person from filing or fighting a criminal case. Fifth, to prevent a breach of contract, performance of which is not specifically or enforced specifically. Sixth is to prevent an act that is not clearly act of nuisance. Seventh, when an equally effective relief can be obtained in any other way or through any other sort of proceeding. Eighth is when the conduct of the plaintiff or his agent has been so wrongfully as to disentitle him from the assistance of the court. And last is when the plaintiff has no personal interest in the said matter. Lastly, let's talk a bit about limitation period. According to Article 58 of the Limitation Act 1963, the period of limitation for filing an injunction suit is 3 years from when the right to sue first occurs. That is, when the right to cause an action commences, not the cause of action itself. Thank you everyone for watching my video. I hope you like it, and if you did, please give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends and family. And don't forget to let me know your feedback in the comment section. Stay home, stay safe, stay healthy.